Bill Henshaw here again, Constitutional Crisis Channel. And as those of you who follow my videos know that I suppose and some of my friends and close ones have accused me of having something in the way of an ego. And that's probably true, at least in a limited sense. But I know damn well at this point in time, what I've been through over 4 decades, that I'm right. And that nobody else on the other side can prove me wrong. And in fact, no one has ever attempted to do it. This includes my 7-month vacation in that jail in South Carolina where we filed so many documents that they didn't answer, you can't stand it. So what I'm thinking here is that, if I'm on the radar here to the point where, there are agents of various jurisdictions watching these videos as they did in South Carolina, and the guy that wrote watched the videos was the one that wrote the complaint, and boy, I'd love to get him in front of an inflamed jury. Nevertheless, if any of you agents are watching this stuff out there, and you think that what I'm doing is in violation of any of your statutes and laws, particularly practicing law without a license, why don't any of you across the country come and get me? If you think you can prove it. But you better be damn well ready to do it this time, because now I'm not going to be sitting on my ass for 7 months, because I know now I can make motions, number one. Number two, by the time I get there, I'm going to have documents sent in and by more than one source to support my case, and I'll be ready to go to a jury trial within a week of the time I get there. And oh, by the way, to you DAs and territorial attorney generals, my current jury instruction packet contains 572 instructions. Let's see you try to get around that one and how long it's going to take to do it. That itself is going to derail things. But personally, if you want to do it, I'm here. But the downside for you is if you do that, you better understand that I can now prove that you're going to be going against me in a court that's sitting there quorum non judice. They're not acting as a court, and therefore they have no jurisdiction, and without jurisdiction, you DAs and territorial attorney generals and quote-unquote judges will not have any immunity to invoke against me, and you won't have any defense to make in front of a jury. Now, I'm already all in here, and I have been into my 11th year now, if not longer than that. But since my wrongful termination, I can't even apply for a job now because of your stupid-ass government and the rules you think apply to all of us. And I want to get it straight, and I'm devoting the rest of my life to doing just that, no matter what it takes. Like I say, I'm all in. I got nothing to lose here. You might, but I don't. So anyone that thinks that, why don't you contact me, and if we can work things out, I might agree to surrender to the highest common law officer of the jurisdiction in which you are. And like I said, I'm ready to go to trial within 7 days, which is more than I can say for you DAs. Even if we get the writ of habeas corpus denied, that you're going to get probably on day 2. That's how prepared I'm going to be. You know what you're going to run into here. Ask them in Columbia, South Carolina, why don't you? They know the hard way. And they know in California. I'm 20-0 out here overall against attorneys, and I've done that without opposition and in several different disciplines. And yeah, I'm good enough that, and see, this is the self-esteem you get, more than ego. This is what I want the viewers to see, is the self-esteem you get from this and the sense of power, which is the very last thing this system of government wants you to have. They want to keep you downtrodden. They think you don't have any rights. You got to come into court and do what they want to do. And they ask you, how do you plead? And you say, I plead not guilty, Your Honor. I won't do it again. I promise. And I'm standing there and saying, wait just a dead minute. I'm going to enter no plea at all here because I'm going to stand mute because you have no jurisdiction and you damn well know it. This is a hell of a difference in approach here from what you see on Law and Order and shows like this. And every time they go in for the judge and the judge says, how do you plead? The attorney always says, my client pleads not guilty. Case over. People, you got to stop doing this. And with the recent information I've discovered from Supreme Court decisions, I've nailed this one. And those of you that acquire my documents are going to see that in black and white. That if you go there and enter a plea, and even then, I think, believe it or not, I can get around that. But if you don't do it and make them do it, the entry of plea is a huge issue. The statute in California has been around 150 years. There are no case law decisions on this. Penal Code Section 1024. Look it up. You can check on the bottom. You'll see this underneath Penal Code 1024. There are no decisions. Why is that? I sure as hell want to get to the point where there is one, and it's going to say to the judges, you can't do this. You're not the attorney for the accused. You don't have any fiduciary relationship to him. Can you please identify the factual foundation and legal basis that you're using to do this? So all you DAs and territorial attorney generals out there, you really want to take on issues like that? Go for it. Thank you.